My name is Ximo Rosell and I'm a robotics teacher in IES Bernat Guinovart. And welcome to this new video tutorial for the Erasmus Plus project Robintech. In this video tutorial, we'll be covering how to insert an outdated PLC. Sometimes we want to draw an schematics where the PLC we want to draw might be outdated or hard to find in data portal. This is the case of this PLC, a Festo PLC. It's not too old, but it's not the newest one, and it might be hard to find. So after doing some research, I found that this might be the element I'm looking for, and after looking at the datasheet, I found that here we have the combination of these two blocks that we have here. This is the back plate and this is the connections plate, and we have this is the reference number or the part number. Okay, so let me zoom in. 195708. Okay, so I want to look for this part number in data portal. Okay, so going back to EPLAN, okay, we have these schematics that we draw in one of our latest video. This was an on-run PLC, so I want to replace it. In this video, I will just replace the input page, okay? But doing this, you would have to do the same with the other pages in case you wanted to redraw the whole schematic. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna delete this, and if I go to data portal and I look for the part we were talking about, which is 195708, we can see that we have it here. Okay, it's this part. If we click here, we can see a bigger picture of the element. So yeah, it's the same. Okay, so I'm gonna download it, import it. Okay, I already have it in my system, so it's 0, but you will have to download it. And when I try to insert it, okay, I'm gonna just type the name 195708. Okay, here in devices, I have the device. Okay, what happens when I try to insert it? It doesn't have a multipolar symbol, a multipolar macro. So I have to choose the macro. And in this case, you might be here or even here, okay? So macros, your company name, here in Festo. Here, this is the only macro I have for this element. So if I try to insert it, you can see, I'm just gonna number it, you can see that this is not a schematic representation. This is just like the physical representation of this element. Okay, this happens not too often, but sometimes it happens. So what do we have to do? In this case, we will have to draw this element by hand. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave this here because it might help understand the connections we have to make. Okay, this is just a graphic aid, okay, visual aid for this. And I'm gonna have to draw the PLC by hand. Okay, so to do that, we go to Insert, we click in Insert, and here on the top part, we have PLC box and PLC connection points. Okay, so first, let's draw the PLC box. I'm gonna follow the same fashion that the normal PLCs are included. Okay, and this, since the other one was KE1, this will be KE2. Okay, so I don't overlap the other one. Okay, So this will be the box representing this input-output block, okay? And next, I'm gonna have to add the different inputs, okay? So I come here, we are in insert, PLC connection, we click here in the small arrow, and here we can see what kind of inputs we are going to draw. Okay, we have digital inputs, outputs, analog input, outputs. This would be the PLC power supply, okay, positive and negative, and this will be the inputs output power supply. Okay, so in case we have a common input or we have outputs, we will have to use these ones here. Okay, so in my case, I'm gonna draw a digital input and I'm gonna place it just right here. Next, I will choose the PLC, okay, which is key E2 because it's he already identified this, okay. And now here in the point designation, in the connection point designation, we should write the name of the of this input, okay. So if we go back to these schematics here, we can see that the connection contacts are labeled like this: x1.0, x1.1, x1.2, x1.3. But in this case, the input, the first input, okay, it's not in the x1.0, it's in the x1.2 because these two are used to supply 24 volts and 0 volts. So, in my opinion, what it's easier to understand is that we follow the same order that we have here. Okay, so going back to my circuit, since this will be the first connection point, this is going to be x1.2, okay, x1.2. Okay, here we could write the function text. I'm just gonna write input 1. Okay, and here we have this. Here we have just this PLC input. Okay, but this is x1.2, so it would be wise if we moved not this one, but all this to this to the right. Okay, so I have more space to add here 2 more inputs. Okay, so in this case, since this will be the input output power supply, okay, I'm gonna to write this here. This will be x1.1, and this is 24 volts. Here we have x1.2, okay, and then I'll just move this like this. Okay, now that I have done this, I will just this is x1.0. I do x1.0, x1.1. Okay, and now I would just follow with this same order. Okay, x1.3 is nothing, but I can just insert it as power supply. Okay, x1.3 here. Okay, and then I'll go for x2.0, which is input. Okay, I don't really understand why, but here we have, this is the first input, The second one is input x plus 1, which is x2.2. The third one is x3.2. So in this case, it would be wise to label them in the same order that we have it here. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna enter all these, okay, and so we have the same order here in this representation than the one we have here. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video and I will continue later. Okay, I have entered all the connection points. Now I'm gonna verify that they are all okay. So now x1.2 will be input 0. Okay, so x1.2 input 0, x2.2 input 1, x2.2, this is going to be input 1, and this will be 0.1. Okay, apply. Okay, so I would have to do the same with all the same. So the next one is x3.2 input 2, x3.2, this will be input 2, and this is going to be 0.2. Okay, so step by step I would do the same with all of them. Okay, and once we have all the names and labels correctly input, what we would have to do is to move these elements to the proper connection, okay, to the correct connection. So I understand that BG2 should go to input 1, okay, because this one is input 0. So I'm gonna move this to this input, not here but here, and this one will be here, but I'm gonna move this one first. I'm just gonna put it away, maybe here. Now this one will be here. Okay, and that way I would have this this schematic drawn using this PLC. Okay, it might be a good idea once everything is in place and you have reshaped everything so it fits properly, select everything, edit, and group. Okay, so you don't have to, you don't have the chance to move it. Okay, but only do this when everything is done. Okay, because once you group it, you won't be able to edit these parameters. Okay, you will have to ungroup it. Okay, so once we did it with the inputs, we should do the same with the outputs. Okay, but in this case connections will be in the lower part of the element. Okay, the same could be done with the power source. Okay, just depends on the PLC you want to add. Okay, and just to make things a little bit even better, you could insert this image, okay, in the in this project. So to insert an image, okay, what you have to do is you click in insert, and here in external you have image file, okay, and here you go, you click your hard drive, users, public access, here you click EPLAN, in my case it's 2025, until you get to these files. Here you will have images, I choose this, and here you look for your manufacturer, Festo, and just look for the device. Okay, this is the one I want. Okay, so always copy, and I'm gonna place it here. Okay, and here we have the physical representation of what we are connecting. Okay, well, this is not the right one. Okay, I choose a wrong one, but you would choose the correct one. Okay, that's it. I hope that this helps you to draw the schematics the way you want. Bye, see you in the next video.